At this point, I'm getting sick and tired of all of these rumors, but the show must go on. Smash the like button. Now let's see what's being said. Chris Wheatley has said Viktor Gyökeres drops free word Arsenal hint amid Gunner striker pursuit. Really, even before reading this, really, please let it be worthwhile. Nonetheless, apparently Viktor Gyökeres has sparked fresh speculation over a potential move to Arsenal after a short FaceTime exchange with former teammate Leo Ostigard appeared to hint at his next club. The 26-year-old sporting striker has enjoyed a sensational season in Portugal, scoring 54 goals and providing 13 assists across all competitions. He is among several forwards on Arsenal's radar as the club look to strengthen their attacking options this summer. Speaking to the Fly Models podcast, Hoffenheim defender Ostigard is seen jokingly saying, "Victor, great talking to you. Text me when everything is signed and sorted at Arsenal." To which Gyökeres grinned and replied, "Haha, no, we'll see. Nobody knows anything yet." I wish I had a more fun answer, but that's all I can say for now. A brief but intriguing exchange that has only fueled rumors of a potential switch to North London. 1 minute it's Gyökeres, then it's Sesko, then it's Sesko, then it's Gyökeres. Then we're signing, we're attempting to do the framework over signing both of those and then seeing where we can pivot. Against this, Gyökeres has been linked with Napoli in the last 24 hours, actually. Napoli, Arsenal, Chelsea, Manchester United, Juventus again, and the list goes on, people. I mean, let me know. Would you not want him at the carpet? Would you not, people? Apparently, Gyökeres is available for just £60 million. This was this summer, a far lower sum than his original release clause, while Sesko's price tag is expected to fetch up to 75 million. I must admit, at this point, I'm bored of it now. Sesko remains Arsenal's top priority, with talks already underway over a deal for the Slovenian international. However, Gyökeres is also on the short list of targets, and it's understood a deal has been explored behind the scenes. Arsenal's status as the most profitable club in the Premier League history means they can comfortably spend over 200 million this summer without facing any PSR, profit and sustainability rules. I hear that, but we've heard that before, only to when we haven't signed, talking about we weren't really convinced we're keeping the powder dry at this moment in time. I'm not going to insult any Arsenal fans' intelligence. You know how it goes, people. So that's great. Apparently, Zubimendi's move to Arsenal is expected to be ratified in the coming weeks, people, after the Gunners agreed to pay a 51 million release clause for the Spanish midfielder. Sammy Motbell said Arsenal are working towards confirming the frameworks of both Viktor Gyökeres and Benjamin Šeško before deciding which to proceed with. Price is key. While Sesko has near universal backing at the club, Gyökeres is more economical. So right now, Gyökeres is more economical. He's obviously more experienced. Yes, we can do the whole Bundesliga versus Portugal and the pros and cons about what Arteta wants with a striker, but he's ready now. Crazy goal scoring record for the last couple of years in Portugal. Actually going to cost less money. Obviously, you could caveat that with Sesko's age. We might want to sign Sesko, but what if this guy comes here, 27 years of age, does this thing for years, and we get the next Sesko? And what I mean by that is the next emerging striker. Now, I think Sesko's got all the potential in the world. I think he's a quality player, but we kind of need to win right now. Now, that signing of Sesko, I'm cool with it, but it might have been cool 2-3 years ago. Since we've got into this realm, we need proven quality. I'm not saying Sesko is bad, because at the end of the day, he puts the ball in the back of the net. You don't care if you're 22 or 27. And I feel sorry for Sesko because, as I keep saying, I think most fans would say, you know what, young player, developing, all of that kind of stuff. But the reality is we're in win now mode. Fans are impatient. If he struggles, we're in trouble. I think they're both risks, because obviously if Gyökeres doesn't translate that form in Portugal over in England, you've got a 27-year-old probably on big wages, looking overrated. Where'd you go with that? Sesko, obviously he's young. He's got more. There's more of an upside if he flops in that regards. But again, if he's going to cost a lot more, then Gyökeres, where does that leave us? We've done our due diligence and scouted this guy and wanted this guy for years. And if he doesn't deliver, there's issues. So they both got their risk. I think we're going to pivot towards Sesko just because it allows Kai Havertz and Sesko to kind of share that role. I actually want Gyökeres because I think, again, it's against the grain of our football club. We don't really get the guys that are ready right now kind of thing. But if we don't get Gyökeres, I wouldn't be disappointed in Sesko. I keep saying this on my vids. It's like Gyökeres is one thing, but and I'm not saying Sesko hasn't got question marks, and let me know your thoughts. People are moving like we're just getting some random person that plays Sunday League in the pub. The guy's got potential. I hear it. You don't want to hear potential anymore. I'm not saying I don't either. Apparently, Sammy Motbell has said, people, which striker is Arsenal more likely to get, Gyökeres or Sesko, and which one is better for us? I guess the system and all that kind of stuff and what we're doing as a club, Sesko, but Gyökeres would be a statement. And again, I'm going to keep saying it goes against the grain. Um, Hi Sam, that's the question on the lips of every Arsenal fan. There isn't a straightforward answer, unfortunately. Alexander Isak was always the club's main target, but I think it's safe to concede that deal cannot happen. So in terms of Gyökeres or Sesko, my information is that the club are working towards confirming the frameworks of both deals before making a final decision on which to proceed with. Sesko has near universal backing at the Emirates, but crucially will be a more expensive deal. Gyökeres' chances of moving to Arsenal have increased since Berta's appointment as sporting director. Price is key here. Sesko ticks many boxes in terms of profile. He's younger than Gyökeres and plays in a stronger league, the Bundesliga. According to recruitment data, but some of the reported figures indicate he could cost 93 million, which some have also said are wide of the mark. Again, there's a lot of whispers. I guess we'll just never know. Gyökeres is more economical, but would see the club diverge from their long-term strategy, given Sesko has always been the target. I mean, he's more likely to do the job immediately. Again, we've heard about Zubamendi. I think one of the reporters has said that deal seems to be progressing. My colleague Sammy Motbell reported that he is due to have his medical and that the relevant paperwork is basically done. I don't think there's going to be too long to wait before that announcement. Fair play, fair play, fair play. And it seems like Chelsea City, a lot of people are buying a lot of players. Everyone seems to be making movements, quote unquote, but us, because we ain't got nothing through the door, people. This is said according to Portuguese outlet Record. Atletico Madrid have surged into the lead for Viktor Gyökeres, people. So it'd be interesting to see what happens there. At this point, we're repeating the same things. He's linked with everybody. This is even talking down to his boot sponsor, people. We're going to keep saying the same things. Gyökeres has been linked with Real Madrid. He's been linked with Atletico Madrid and a whole bunch of stuff. Again, check out all my vids. There's not probably been another video in the last month in relation to Arsenal's transfer news where I haven't spoke about him. Now, you would have seen today, and let me know your thoughts, people. Things that seem quite interesting where Leroy Sané is. It appears that Leroy Sané's chances of signing a new contract at Bayern Munich are slim. Arsenal have now taken concrete steps into signing the player. Sané wants to stay close to his family, and therefore a move to London appeals to him. We've gone over that, people. It seems like things are changing, people. Dharma Shefto said Leroy Sané has been mentioned, but it appears that the link is more of a case of Sané being offered to clubs rather than clubs outwardly going to try and sign him. So market opportunity, obviously, if you're his agent and if you're Sané's agent and your client's out of contract, you're gonna try and drum up business and see where he could go. And just because he's been offered doesn't mean we're not keen. But you see how things are a bit conflicting. Sky Sports also said Arsenal intend to back Mikel Arteta in the transfer window by bringing in Nico Williams or Leroy Sané. Surely it's gone past intend to back. And forget Arteta for a sec, respectfully. You don't need to back yourselves. Because you don't need to, not that you need to get fans back on side. We're always going to support, but you have sold us a bit of a dream. Last summer was stupidity. January was stupidity. Go and put it right, or begin to put it right. Arsenal have now dropped out of the race to sign Garcia. They do not consider paying 25 million euros release clause appropriate, while David Raya is first choice at the club. Rodriguez told Real Madrid he wants to stay at the club despite interest from various Premier League teams. That doesn't appear to be anything. You would have seen today, Barcelona apparently have opened talks with Thomas Partey over a free transfer when his contract expires in June, which we're in now. You would have seen also today, Arsenal are one of the clubs interested in Brentford winger Brian Mbeumo. We've gone over that already. Apparently, Real Madrid have issued Rodrigo a target of, having a good Club World Cup and saving your career there, essentially. And Man United apparently still intend to try and sign Brian Mbeumo, even if Bruno Fernandes stays at the club. I don't know what Bruno's got to do with it. Mbeumo does not view Champions League football as a deal breaker. We need to get things done. There is more certainty in Arsenal executive structure following the appointment of Edu and Berta. As a result, Arsenal are expected to be very decisive in this transfer window, and I expect them to get their deals done efficiently. Fair enough, man. Make sure that's the case. We definitely have gone over that. Yeah, man. But why can't we get both Gyökeres and Sesko? Now, I'm not an idiot. I mean, if it goes as high as 90 odd million for Sesko, you throw in the 55 odd million for Gyökeres, that's probably the bulk of our summer business before you talk about a winger, getting Zubamendi over the line. So that 50 odd million, a goalkeeper or two, and at left back, and maybe just defensive reinforcements, man. I'm cool with Sesko or Gyökeres. With Gyökeres, though, it more tells me and makes me believe you lot are more serious about trying to get the Premier League over the line. I like Sesko, but I do think, you know, and I hear it, we've looked at you for a while, but I think you sing from the same hymn sheet of what the club's been trying to do. So that just tells me stars of tomorrow, not necessarily about seizing the present today. And I do think with Sesko, then I need to get, I'm not saying he isn't going to score goals and whatnot, but I don't know why, but I'd feel with Sesko, you would obviously Saka's on the right hand side, but with Sesko, you would more need a left winger immediately to score goals because we don't know what we're getting per se. The same could apply to Gyokeres. I think they're both risks. I'm happy with either one. I'll be real. Where are you lot at with it?